Welcome everybody. Today you're going to be learning all about my top essential must-haves for giving successful webinars. And if you would like the free guide to go with it, go to workshopsdone.com/webinar guide, and that's going to list all 10 of those must-haves. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lori. So I am a working health coach. So I am a certified integrated nutrition health coach. And about 5 years ago, I accidentally became a business coach to health coaches because they were asking, how am I finding my clients? And it always went back to workshops. So I love working with health coaches as well. And I give a free live training every single Wednesday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time in our Facebook group, the Wellness Entrepreneur Facebook group. So if you are looking to grow your wellness business, make sure that you join that workshop support for Wellness Entrepreneurs Facebook group, or hit subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. I'm just so happy that you are here. And today's episode is brought to you by my online course, Workshops Done Academy. And the course is a very comprehensive action results focused program with proven, done for you wellness workshops, marketing material, and so much more. So you listen to a lecture and you get an action step, you do that action. So you're developing the program as you go. So it doesn't just show you how to give the workshops, but it also shows you how to get fully booked with clients. So you can create that life with ease and that business that you absolutely love, helping clients. But I hear so many health coaches say, I'm so confused, I'm overwhelmed, I am frustrated about how to find clients and where should I be putting my energy to find them. And sometimes, it's kind of like that game of where's Waldo? Like you're just looking in all the wrong spots and taking all this energy. And so just give me a yes in the comments if you agree that sometimes finding not just paying clients, but finding your ideal clients, like the right kind of clients, because I don't work with just anybody. And most health coaches are just like me, where you have a niche and that's who you want to work with. So if you've been, reading my weekly emails or coming here to the live trainings, I mean, that I feel that the secret sauce in a wellness business is giving workshops to attract your perfect clients. So wellness workshops, whether they're in person or online, they're engaging and they can foster that know, like, and trust factor. And that's what we all crave, right? We want to have those relationships with people so that we can see if we want to coach them and if they want to be coached by us. And when we are selling a service-based, those service-based businesses, like what we have with health coaching, it's essential to be giving workshops, because you're not going to be getting health coaching online on Amazon, right? And we know that when the online programs, a lot of them don't give a lot of personal service, and what we give is absolutely personal, whether it's one-on-one or with that group coaching. So webinars and workshops are a powerful tool. I feel like it's just like an hour commercial, right? To sell yourself, to sell the coaching programs. So a lot of health coaches are like, okay, so I want to try this, but what do I need to do first? So we need to just get the basics covered, right? Have those in place. And the best news, I love it, is that most of them are not expensive or difficult to create or to do. So you're going to be learning about my top essential must-haves to give successful virtual wellness workshops, also known as webinars, to grow your business. And if you haven't grabbed the Ultimate Starter Guide yet, all 10 of them are listed on there. And so that's workshopsdone.com/webinar guide. So workshopsdone.com/webinar guide, and you can download that for free. So, and all the essentials you're going to learn today, it's going to be the same, whether it's a virtual workshop, a webinar, whether you're doing a live on Facebook or on Instagram, or recording a webinar, a workshop series, or if you're recording, making a digital course. They're all the same tips. So we have a lot to cover today. So let's go ahead and dig in. So the first thing is a quiet space. And it's so funny because right as I was pressing record, let's go live, a truck pulls up in front of my neighbor's house and they're starting some construction in their yard. But you just need to check the environment for where most of the time, that it's going to be a quiet space. So we want to have it free from background noise and interruptions. So try to shut the windows if you have a lot of traffic by you, kids, pets, air conditioning, furnace sounds, always mute your phone so it doesn't ring during a live webinar. And if your room is echoey, you may need to move to a different room, but you can reduce that echoey sound by putting in a shake area rug on wood floors, can add pillows, different things like that. When I first moved into this house a year ago, I didn't have doors. And so I put in a wall and doors, and all of a sudden my room with beautiful hardwood floors was absolutely echoey. So I got a very plush rug that fills almost the whole office here. And I have a chair and some pillows around. So those are going to help with that noise. So if you have a door, close it. But if you are in a space, especially right now, with the pandemic, there may be more people in your house than you're used to. And so don't let a little bit of noise stop you. You don't need to have it 100% quiet, but just try to aim for that. But people, they understand if you have a kid that comes in or a pet that crawls over. I think it's kind of funny. It gives them a glimpse of your personal life. So, laughing is good medicine. So it's always good. I do let my family know, this is when I'm going to go live, but my 16-year-old tends to come home during like this time period. And she's always like, hi, Mom, I'm home. And okay, you can just come home and you don't have to yell that every single time. So you might need to remind them a few times. But so the second essential is the most important. So if you are multitasking, come back to me, and it's about high quality audio, because the quality of your audio is going to make a big difference in keeping people engaged. You're going to find that people are going to be more, they're going to be more patient with bad video, but for sound, they need to have a good high quality sound to listen in. So make sure to test your audio on your phone or your computer. See if there's any echo sounds. One mistake that I've made a few times is that I have gone live on Facebook. I've recorded a whole digital, like a 30-minute class, and I had the mute on. So maybe you need a Post-it note. Always making sure your sound is on. But the mics that come with computers, they're getting better, but typically they're not going to have the highest quality. So using a webcam, like right now, I'm looking into the Logi HD 1080p webcam. So these are under $100, so it's going to be better quality and better video. But the best ones are if you have one that you can just put into your USB and you have a nice stand-up mic, that's going to give you the clearest sound. But audio is a critical part for your webinar, and it needs to be pure. So if you're doing a meeting webinar like on Zoom, make sure that everybody else is muted as well, because typically that is distracting when they can hear other rumblings from other people. So if you are just recording at home, you might even just want to put on a pair of headphones. It can be as simple as that. So number 3 is decent lighting. So the ideal situation is you have windows in front of you, and that's what I have today. I have windows in front of me, and I have my desk in the middle of my room. So I have lots of space behind me, and I have some space in front of me. When I first moved in, it was the other way, which I felt looked a little better if you were just walking in the house. But this way I have the natural lighting. Now there's going to be many times that you're going to be giving a webinar and it's going to be dark or it's going to be a cloudy day. So you may want to have some extra lighting available, but it can be as simple as putting 2 lamps on each side or a taller lamp behind you. I do have a ring light, and those aren't very expensive. If you have glasses, you do need to be a little bit more careful. So having the ring light about 10 inches above your webcam instead of right behind it, and tilt it down so that you're not going to have that glare. Definitely test it out so you can see, like, are my glasses glaring? Where do I need to look? But never look directly into the light, because you're definitely going to have a little bit of a glare for that. So number 4 is something that I think everybody would think it's common sense, but I've seen some people make some big mistakes here. And that is just having a clean background. And it doesn't matter if it's just a white wall. When I was in my old smaller home, that's what I had to do because I didn't have a dedicated office. So I'd go into my dining room, take off the picture, the hanging picture, and then just record with a blank wall. But you don't want to have a lot of clutter behind you. One, it probably doesn't represent you as a health coach with having stress-free life, right? We want it to represent you and your life. So if you can have a dedicated space for filming, whether that's just in a chair with a plant behind you, or maybe you're going to create a background. Like I did create this background. These shelves are not that expensive, but it has some of my favorite things. Like I'm really into motivational quotes. I love, love, love motivational books. I love plants. I love my daughters. I love crystals. I have crystals all over the place. So think about what can bring out your personality. Do you love a lot of plants? Do you like to have inspirational words, quotes? But make sure you give some attention to how much space, because it's usually a wide angle lens, how much space is actually going to be in that picture. So if you have your desk against a wall, or if it's in a large room, you may have a really big background. So a lot of times in a house, you do put a desk up against a wall that you're looking into the wall. That gives almost sometimes too much. But as a health coach, think outside the box. When we were doing construction, putting in this wall and this new door in my office, I was giving all of my webinars in my kitchen, and you just clean out the background so it doesn't look very cluttered, add some fruit baskets to add some color, or maybe you need to go into a guest bedroom. And if you are able to arrange it so the bed's not in the background, that's going to be better. But you can also just buy a simple backdrop. So this is what photographers use, and it can be just like paper or fabric, you know, up with a curtain behind you. And those are really inexpensive. So if you just need to hide some clutter and just have it going up and down, that would be perfect. And you can just get those on Amazon. So when in doubt, simple is always the best way to go. So tip number 5, I'm going to skip just to save time, but if you have not downloaded the free starter guide with all 10 tips, please go to workshopsdone.com/webinar guide, workshopsdone.com/webinar guide, and you can download all 10 of those. So number 6 is internet access. Oh my goodness, this one is probably just as important as the audio. So do everything that you can do to ensure that your internet is as fast as it can be. So we don't want to have any disasters of freezing up or any kind of tech issues when you're live on a webinar and you have all your future, hopefully ideal clients with you. So you do need a device, right, with a camera and access to the internet. So you can use your tablet, a laptop, a smartphone, but talk to your internet supplier. This is a business expense. Get the fastest internet speed available for your area. You can use Wi-Fi, or you can actually go direct into your internet source. So if you're using Wi-Fi, if it's possible, it's not always with other people working in the house, if it's possible for them to be offline while you're online on your webinar, that's going to give you priority for the internet for the highest bandwidth. And as you probably all know, when you go live, make sure you close all of your other browser tabs. If you're on your phone, close out all your apps, because when you're running other programs, it's using some of your resources. So we want to make sure that you can close out anything that you won't need during your live call. Also, I think that's helpful when you're on Zoom and you're sharing your screen. You don't want to have a lot of options. You just want to make it easy and stress-free. So just close out anything you're not going to be using. So again, we don't want to have any tech disasters during your webinar. So these steps are absolutely essential. So number 7, you need a webcam. So investing in the right equipment in your business, it has a degree of more professionalism. So again, I use the Logitech 1080p and I highly recommend it. The camera and the sound are high quality. And if they don't have the 1080p anymore, I've used the 920 in the past, but just go with the latest Logitech HD webcam, and that's going to be a great one for you to start off with. So number 8, is software. So there's so many choices for you to do your first webinar. So you can try out a lot and see what you like best. I recommend Zoom. And the reason why I recommend Zoom is because it's the most intuitive for the end user, right? We want to always be thinking about the person coming to the webinar to make it easy for them to log on. Most people, I think 95% of people now know they've been on a Zoom call before. They know how to do that. So you can start with the free version of Zoom and just upgrade to the pro version whenever you need it. When I first started, I only upgraded 4 months out of the year because I was only running my detox program where I was doing these big webinars during once a quarter. But keep in mind, the free version does limit your meetings to 40 minutes. So be really to the point. So go to zoom.us for any more information. And there's lots of Zoom video tutorials as well. So number 9 is going to be in my guide. So definitely check that out. And lastly, number 10 is excellent content. So here I could talk for about 8 hours just on this point, but your content and your webinar needs to be excellent, right? So you need to focus on who you want to attend with the title, compelling title, having your marketing, your message, and really thinking about that journey that you want to take your future clients on. So clients care most about what's in it for them, their results, what's their outcome, what's their transformation. So as you define like the journey that you want to take them on in the workshop, so then that way, when you have it defined, your ideal client's going to want to stay to the end. So for example, with like kicking sugar, you can first talk to them about your intention. I'm here to permanently change your complex relationship with sugar. That's going to grab their attention, right? This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Sugar 101. We're going to talk about my top 10 tips to kick the sugar habit. And then we're going to talk about an action plan and how to incorporate your one action plan, right? So let them know who this workshop is for, give them the tips, and give them a call to the action. So with the sugar example, you might say, this is for somebody who, and then you list out your ideal client. So they're like, oh, that's me. I drink Diet Coke every day. I go have cookies in the break room every day at 3. Then with your workshop, make sure you ask questions and give them a handout to keep them engaged. So come into the comments and let me know, do these tips sound, do they resonate with you? Do they make sense? They are practical. A lot of them you probably have heard about before. But if you want to have something that's going to be quick started for you to give the most successful workshops, you can always get done for you workshops, like with my program, Workshops Done Academy. But the bottom line is giving webinars is affordable and it doesn't have a lot of expensive setup. So it's a great investment because the bottom line is we are service-based businesses. So we need to have that relationship with people so they can say like, okay, she's really authentic. She cares about us. I want to work with her. Then you can start to build that relationship more, or maybe even pitch something right at the end. One mistake I see a lot of health coaches make is they just give the workshop, but they don't have a call to action. So maybe it is grabbing their email addresses if you don't already have that from the webinar registration, or maybe it is selling a lower cost group program, or maybe it's setting up a 15, 30-minute breakthrough session. So just focus on your future clients and everything is going to fall into place. So again, if you want the free guide, so this is my ultimate starter guide for health coaches, and it lists all 10 of the must-haves when you're starting to give webinars. So it's at workshopsdone.com/webinar guide. And if you're interested in seeing about either business coaching or to go into the Workshops Done Academy to see if it's a right fit for you or not, I would love to meet with you. So we talk for about 15, 30 minutes, and it's just a business strategy session. So I can see where you're at and what you need. And there's no obligation for anything. And you can just go to Lori Kampa, LORIKAMPA.biz/free session. So lorikampa.biz/free session to sign up for a time that works best for you. So there are no excuses in your life. Just as when we health coach our clients, we talk about responsibility, that it's their responsibility to take the actions to create the life and the business or whatever it is that they want to create. So this is your one life. This is your journey. This is your health coaching business. And so I don't want you to have fear prevent you from any of these dreams of being a successful health coach. So thank you so much for being here today.